All right, we are going to get started. So good morning and thanks for joining us today and welcome to our webinar. So today we're going to be taking a look at the Alabama Talent Triad, how it's valuable really to all Alabamians, but especially students, how you can help, and then we'll also end with a live demo. I'm Troy Thomas. I'm the Director of Business Development with EBSCO Ed, supporting the Talent Triad. And just a few housekeeping items. If you have any questions, please put them in the chat and we'll answer those at the end of the presentation. So in between presentation and live demo. Also, this is being recorded, so it will be made available on the Alabama Talent Triad site as well. So why was the Alabama Talent Triad created? Well, it was really created back, I think in 2018, the state and Governor Ivey set a goal of adding 500,000 additional credentialed Alabamians to the workforce. And that was done to not only increase the skilled workforce, but also to help increase the labor force participation rate. As a whole, the state lags behind the national average. And by just increasing that labor force participation rate by just 1 point would add 50,000 Alabamians back into the workforce, which, as you can imagine, would have a significant economic impact. So in order to do this, the state needed a workforce ecosystem in which employers, education training providers, and students and job seekers could all collaborate and really build that bridge between education and workforce. It also needed to be an ecosystem that could bring transparency to what students have earned and learned, and really how that's applicable to the types of jobs and roles that employers are looking to fill by making skills that common denominator. You know, most people would have a hard time articulating what they know and can do, but especially high school kids, and certainly when it comes to job searching and resumes. You know, and high school kids are, there's so many ways and so many things that they're offered now, ways for them to gain skills through CTE classes, college and career readiness indicators, the dual enrollment, clubs, co-ops, internships, apprenticeships. So all those things are ways for them to gain skills, which is great, but it should be accounted for somewhere. And the Alabama Talent Triad is really helping to make sure all that learning counts and just making it easier for them to articulate that and get connected to jobs. So it is a triad. There are 3 components. The one we're going to be talking about mostly today is for students and job seekers, which is the digital wallet and LER component. There's also a skills-based job portal for employers where they can kind of take their traditional job descriptions, really translate those into skills-based job descriptions, which then helps make that match between the job seekers and those skills-based jobs. And then the final piece is the Alabama Credential Registry, which is really a place for all education and training providers to park their the certificates, licenses, credentials, degrees, and really unbundle those down to the skill level so that when students earn those, they not only get that credential or certificate, but they also get all of the skills that come with those. You know, and this really is a first in the nation solution that is putting kind of all 3 of these pieces together. You know, and Alabama really is leading the way in this space. And while it is a state initiative, you know, the state knew that to have success, they really needed to have investment from, you know, across the board from all its agencies, from the education training providers, and they really needed workforce to be truly invested into the project. And by investment, I don't really mean dollars, I mean engagement and adoption. And that's happening. The Department of Workforce, ALSDE, ACCS, adult education, the chambers of commerce, career centers. We're starting to engage the 4 years. universities, and most importantly, companies across the state from all 16 in-demand industries are all interoperating and engaging with the talent triad. And that's going to continue to happen, or that is continuing to happen as new companies are signing up weekly and continuing to add, their jobs, their open jobs, and job descriptions. So we are definitely excited to have so many great partners. All right, how is the Alabama Talent Triad different? What makes it different from LinkedIn or Indeed, Smart Resume, or just any of the other workforce solutions or resume solutions that are out there today? Well, one, it's not an isolated solution. It's not for a particular school district or school system. It's not for white collar or blue collar jobs or employers. It really is a statewide solution for every Alabamian and every employer across the state. Two is it helps to create that transparency of what you have earned and learned by making skills that common denominator. Number three is it's also interoperating directly with the student information systems at your high schools and at the college level. So directly with PowerSchool and Banner to validate the credentials that students and job seekers are earning, which is very different from LinkedIn and those other smart resume applications where most everything is self-attested. Also, when you create your digital wallet in the Alabama Talent Triad, you will be supported through your retirement. So students that are going to create wallets in high school, they don't have to then create a new wallet, if they choose to, go to a 4-year or through the community college system. They don't have to then create a new wallet and then, once that ends, create another wallet. This is one single wallet that they can have for their whole entire life through retirement. And then number 5, by choosing EBSCO as a partner, we can continue to receive feedback from job seekers, employers, from students, from career coaches, and just continue to make customizations, continue to make the solution better, so that we are meeting the needs and goals across Alabama and locally. So on the last slide, I mentioned digital wallets and smart resumes, and those really are pretty commonplace in today's digital era. But what they lack really are those validated learning and employment records. Learning and employment records are really, or LERs, are really what allow you to create those next-gen resumes that can just help tell the story of your educational career. They can really take your experiences and interpret those and see how they align to career pathways and make it easier for employers to just better understand. Now, this is especially important for students who have developed skills through a wide range of experiences, like in the classroom, through an apprenticeship, on the job training, even through the military. So they essentially bring to life what students have learned and earned and help keep them prepared for what's next. Maybe they're looking for a summer job, they're looking for their first job, they want to switch jobs, whatever the case may be. But by having a digital wallet with their LERs, they'll always be ready and prepared for that next step. There's a statistic that says people who are newly entering the workforce, so a lot of these kids who are graduating from high school, that over the course of their careers, they're going to change jobs 12 to 16 times, which is kind of crazy to think about. So being able to articulate what they know and can do and how their skills are transferable, from job to different job is only becoming more and more important for students and job seekers. In addition to the benefits for students and job seekers, those learning and employment records and the Alabama Talent Triad also provide benefits to the state and employers across the state. So By providing insight into the state's talent pipeline, the state and employers can better understand where and how they can make additional investments to help spur economic growth across the state. Just as an example, we attended the Automotive Manufacturers Conference recently, and they're looking to expand to build both gas and electric vehicles in the state. And the expansion of that industry could bring billions of dollars to Alabama. So having that strong pipeline of students and workers is imperative to bringing and growing industries like the automotive industry in Alabama. We also just get weekly calls from employers who have jobs, that they're looking to fill immediately, and they just haven't been able to do it with other workforce solutions. So what they really need is a solution, like the Alabama Talent Triad, that can centralize the learning and workforce opportunities, make them easier to find, and then is able to recommend and fill those types of need more organically by making matches based on skills. And then also by bridging the gaps between education and workforce and providing a way for industries to better communicate their needs, the Alabama Talent Triad can better respond to meet those labor market challenges like the knowledges and skill gaps. All right, so the Alabama Talent Triads can be valuable to the students and job seekers in many ways. Excuse me. In addition, to the LER benefits that I just talked about. So with their LER synced, they'll be able to get personalized, recommended career pathways based on the skills and experiences that are in their wallet. Employers today are placing more and more emphasis on durable and soft skills as requirements for jobs. So just skills like communication, leadership, critical thinking, problem solving, time management, all skills that high school kids can gain just, from their basic high school curriculum and extracurriculars that they're involved in. Skills that they're gaining today and that should be accounted for somewhere. They'll also get recognition for their real world experiences. So through their apprenticeships, internships, students they're provided with opportunities to gain real world work experiences that should be accounted for as well. All right, how can you incorporate the Alabama Talent Triad this school year? Be an advocate. So there was the opt-in letter that was sent home on September 6th. I believe it was shared out in a recent email to you guys as well. So be an advocate for your students, for their parents to sign that, get that returned, so that they're able to sync those credentials into their wallet. And just to be clear, they can still sign up for an account in the Alabama Talent Triad without having that opt-in returned. But without the opt-in, they can't sync those valuable credentials that they're earning. There's a sample of the opt-in. Sorry, I went fast through there. So there's the sample of the opt-in that was sent home. Again, I believe you all got a copy of that. Also, it'd be valuable for all of you to sign up for an account. There is a case manager role or job coach role, which we'll take a look at through the demonstration and the slides as well. And then also make sure your students are getting signed up and syncing their LERs into their wallets. How does it work? So it is built for both mobile and desktop experiences. So students can access from their phones, they can access from a tablet, from their laptops, whatever the case may be. It can be accessed from virtually anywhere. alabamatalenttriad.com, or you can scan the QR code here on the screen. But in the middle of the screen, there should be a sign up, it's free button. That will bring you to this screen here on the left, where you can then input some information, username and a password, and first name, last name, and get your account created. If you already have an account, you'll just click the start here and go to login. So once students are logged in is really when they can start building their wallet. They can start adding those credentials, adding skills, adding experiences, which is going to help them create that skills-based resume that will then connect them with job and learning opportunities. So when they're in their wallet, they can choose to add credentials. So you'll see once they're in their wallet, there is under credentials, they can click add credentials. This screen will pop up, which will allow them to sync. There are also additional ways to add credentials, but for students who are going to be adding credentials from their high schools, they can just choose to sync. They'll want to choose ALSDE, and then they'll be asked to put in their student ID and last name, and then they'll choose to sync credentials, and their credentials will automatically show in their account. Again, we will take a look at this in the live demo. They can also add skills. Like I mentioned, through the credential registry, all the credentials that they will be syncing will have skills attached to them. So when they sync that credential, those will automatically be added into their account, and will have the same nice check mark that says it is validated through ALSDE. They can also add skills from the skills database. So they can still have the opportunity to self-attest skills as well. So if they're learning skills or earning skills through maybe a summer job, if they're volunteering somewhere, they can still add skills that they're earning through other ways as well. Those will just be self-attested skills. And instead of the check mark, we'll just say self-attested. So similar to the way they're adding skills or anything, through a LinkedIn or Indeed platform. They can also add experiences. So any of the co-op, extracurricular activities, volunteer work, all of those things that they're doing, should be accounted for. So they have the opportunity to add those as well. So once they've kind of built their wallet, added those credential skills and experiences, is where they can come to start creating their skills-based resume. And that's really going to tell the story that they want to share with employers. So once they build, it's very easy to build that resume. They'll click create resume. It'll bring up this screen here where they can fill in some of the header information, but then all of the credentials and skills, they just go through and click those, automatically gets added to the resume. They can also upload additional files like a cover letter, anything else that they think might be important that they want to share with employers. They can fill out their bio. So they can get creative as well with their resume, but very simple, to create. And I want to point out too that nothing is shared so up until this point, up until creating a resume. So if they choose to just sync their wallet, none of that is shared with employers up until the point that they create their resume and click the publish and share resume. So when they choose to publish and share the resume, that is what is out there for the employers to see, and puts them in the ecosystem to then be recommended for job opportunities. So there, like I mentioned, there's then the publish and share resume. Again, they decide what is shared. Only any of the skills and experiences, credentials that they choose to put in their resume is shared with employers. Once they share that resume, they can then start to get those recommended job opportunities, but also they will be recommended to employers for open job opportunities. And employers have the opportunity to actually make contact with them and establish that connection, start to build a pipeline of talent and students for future job opportunities. There's also recommended learning. So through AI and machine learning, the system can learn about the student, learn about the credentials and skills that they have, look at potential career pathways, and can make additional recommended learning opportunities to them. So that will be available actually in the coming probably 2 to 3 weeks. But that'll be a really cool feature that can then recommend, like I said, additional learning opportunities for the students to help increase their earning potential. If they want to look at a new career or new profession, it can make recommended learning opportunities that can help them, get to that next level in their career. All right, so for you guys as career coaches or counselors, if you sign up as well, once you have that account created, you can then also create your case manager or career coach account. It's a dual role, so but for you guys, it'll be a career coach. Again, alabamatalenttriad.com. Up in the top left, you'll see partner sign up. The bottom one here is sign up as that career coach. And then when you are logged in, so once you have signed up for that and been approved, you'll receive that account. Once you are logged in, you'll have to make sure that you are in your career coach account. So you'll see your name, your username here. You'll want to make sure to click the arrows here and make sure you're in that career coach account. So that'll bring you to a screen where then you can create new learners. You can help students sign up for their accounts, so you can actually create their account for them. You can then share their credentials with them, and then they can take ownership of their account. They'll be able to remove you as a career coach whenever they see fit. So once they do that, it'll prompt them to change their username and password. But this really gives you a way to, help them build their wallet, build their skills-based resume, make sure they're getting connected to job opportunities and additional learning opportunities. All right, on alabamatalenttriad.com, there is also tons of training. So there's a student training, teacher training. I believe there is also a career coach training now out there as well. Here are some links to additional training assets and support links. I'll show you where all this is too once we go into the live demo here. So thank you for joining us today. Here is also a link to all of our social accounts. So if you want to follow those, just so you're staying up to date with any new features that are coming out, and just all the info and updates on the Alabama Talent Triad. All right, I'm going to ask Brittany if there were any questions that came up while we were going through the slides there, while I am going to take us over and get us ready for the live demo as well.
Yes, Troy, there are 2 questions from Tanika G. The first one is the student ID required or optional when signing the students up for the Talent Triad?
So to sign up for the Alabama Talent Triad, they will not need a student ID. All they'll need to sign up is to have an email address. The only time the student ID will be required is when they want to sync their credentials.
And then her second question is there a bulk upload option available?
That is a great question. So actually, that is a new feature that we are working on. I don't have all the details yet, but I know that there will be a way for either maybe at the high school level or even maybe like regionally for there to be a bulk upload or download of the credentials so that they'll automatically be placed in the students' accounts. So more to come on that. I believe that is in the work queue and being worked on and we will have more information to come on that. Any other questions, Brittany?
So she added a clarifier. She said, no, a bulk upload of adding learners. So adding the students in bulk.
Ah, got it. That is a great question. I'm going to take that one and ask my team if there is a way to do that. And if there is not currently, see if that is a way, if there's a way that we can add that.
So Haley Brown just asked a question about the opt-in email. We don't send the opt-in, Haley. That's from the Department of Education.
Correct. Yeah, that was sent home through ALSDE. So Mark may be able to answer any questions related to that. All right. I don't want to cut off questions, but I do want to take a few minutes before we run out of time here just to do a quick live demo. So I'm on alabamatalenttriad.com. You'll see down here at the bottom is where under how it works is there is a lot of training that you can find down here. There's webinars, so that's where the replay of this webinar will exist. There's also some custom training webinars. There's also just a ton of other resources that are available as well, specifically for the students, job seekers, also employers. So tons of information down there. Here is the partner sign up that I mentioned for that that role, the career coach role. Sign up, it's free. So once everyone is signing up for an account, that's where they would click the button, sign up, it's free. It'll bring them to this account to create their account. We're going to go back and log in a demo account that we have set up. All right, so I am here as a student or job seeker. There is, they do have a profile.
You have to share your screen, Troy. I can't see your screen share.
Sorry. Let's see. All right. Now I'm assuming, can you see my screen, Brittany? Oh,
yes.
Okay. All right, let me just hop right back out real quick. All right, here is the information at the bottom of the screen that I was referencing. Sign up, it's free button, and then here's the login, the partner sign up, and the career coach account sign up. So we're going to go ahead and log in through a demo account. So you can see this student or job seeker already has some verified credentials. So if they were to sync your students were to sync a credential, this is how it would show up. It would have that check mark and be verified. It would say verified through, ALSDE. The add credentials button is where they can add those credentials. So they'll choose the sync, and they'll just choose the ALSDE career and technical education option. And like I mentioned, that's where they can add their student ID and last name. They would choose sync credentials. Whatever they have available to sync will then automatically populate in their account. Under skills, this is where any verified skills would show, but also like this student has self-attested, adding skills as well, so they can add those through the skills database. So if they want to add something, they would just come in and start to type, and it's going to pop up a whole list of available skills for them to add. Again, if they do it this way, it'll be self-attested, similar to a LinkedIn or Indeed. And then also opportunity for them to add their experiences as well. So click add experience, and they can add experiences this way. So the resume builder is where they can then take that wallet and create that skills-based resume. They can create as many resumes as they want to tell, employers about them. So we'll just show quickly. They would choose that create resume. They can choose to put in, any type of name that they want. So we'll just call this their welding resume. They can fill in information from their profile. So if they already have their bio and things like that put in, it'll automatically add that. And then they can just come down and select the credentials that they want to highlight. So want to add that certified nursing assistant, and then any of the skills that they want to highlight as well. And then, like I mentioned, as well, they can add those supporting documents. So if they have a cover letter or any other supporting document that they want to add as well. Once they're ready to share that with employers is when they will click the publish and share resume. That's when they can then get recommended for jobs to employers, and then they'll also have job recommendations directly to them. So we'll take a quick look at the recommended jobs. So if they have multiple resumes, they'll want to choose the resume that they want to see the recommended jobs for. So for example, if we choose the phlebotomist resume, it's going to show any available jobs that are recommended to them that are skills matched with the skills and credentials that are in that resume that they're sharing. So lots of jobs are showing up here. They can apply. So if we choose look at a job, the employer is going to have, the way that they want them to apply. So that might be through their company website. There might be an email to reach out directly to a recruiter. Some employers can also choose to have them apply directly through the Alabama Talent Triad. It'll also show the required skills, the required credentials. So similar to what a job requisition looks like. They can save this job or bookmark it for future use. Going back out to nature. They can also thumbs up, thumbs down jobs so that the machine learning can continue to learn about what types of jobs they're looking for and get better at making recommendations to them. There are also geolocation filters, so it'll know where the student or job seeker is looking for jobs for and can recommend jobs that are regionally close to them. And then the recommended learning as well, coming soon, so that'll be able to make those additional learning recommendations as well. Any other questions that popped up, Brittany?
Yes, I was just responding to Tanika G. She asked, are the jobs listed statewide, or is a filter available for certain regions?
Awesome. I think I covered that, but the jobs in the database are statewide, but there will be geolocation available so that the student can specify their location and look for jobs that are regionally close to them. Anything else?
That's it for now.
All right. Thank you so much for your time today. I believe in Mark's email that was sent out to you, again, had that copy of the opt-in. I think I had a copy of this slide deck or a similar slide deck for you guys to use with your students. And then also kind of a one-pager that kind of helps explain, what the Alabama Talent Triad is, what we're trying to accomplish, how it's beneficial to the students. If you need anything else, have any other additional questions, please reach out to us. We're always here to help. So, I think you should probably have my contact information. If you don't, Mark will be more than happy to provide that. So thank you for your time today. Sorry we went over by 5 minutes, but thanks again and have a great rest of your day.